Okay, so Pratap Uncle is there. Thank you everybody for joining. So we will start with 3 times Avtar Mere Baba Ki Jai, and then over to Pratap Uncle after that. So everybody can unmute now, and we'll say 3 times Avtar Mere Baba Ki Jai. Avtar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Avtar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Avtar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Yeah. Thank you, Pratap Uncle, for joining. And over to you from here. Everybody else can mute themselves. So we can unmute themselves, then can unmute in the last. So please mute yourselves. Okay, over to you, Pratap Uncle. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope you hear me now.
Yes, we can hear you. We can see you. All good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Every time I have to confirm. Anyway, now lot of programs are going on in India, in Mehrabad also. Today and tomorrow, the whole day, there are programs by the Library Committee of our Guruprasad Trust. And we in Pune, we are also preparing for the celebration of Avtar Mehr Baba's birth anniversary. It is a very happy time for all of us because right from the time Baba was in his body, we had been celebrating Baba's birthday on 25th of February every year. That was with some special program. In fact, those days it was only 1 day program, and every year Madhusudan used to compose a new song. The whole night we will be sitting together and practicing that song, new song. And that early in the morning, before 4 o'clock in the morning, we would gather at the Pune Center Hall. We will be sitting, everyone taking his own seat. And then exactly at 4 o'clock, we start singing bhajans. And the program will go on for about 2 to 3 hours. Thereafter, after Baba dropped his body, a couple of years Madhusudan was with us. But thereafter, for his own reason, he stopped coming to the program, even the weekly programs. And then some arrangement was required to be made just to keep on continuing the programs, birthday programs, and even other programs. I was not in Pune, I was in Mumbai. But then every week I could not come. In fact, I was, according to Mehr Baba, I was supposed to take part in every program of Mumbai Center. And that I was doing. Mumbai Center had their weekly programs on Sundays in the evening. And for me to come to Pune and again go to Mumbai was a difficult task. So I would attend programs in Mumbai only during the time Baba is in Guruprasad. That time I would come to Pune on Saturday. Right from the train, I will get down in the train and get down from the train and go directly to Guruprasad. Spend some time left over for me to be with Baba, and then after everybody disperses, I will go home. That was usual program that I was following for quite some time. And of course, during birthday programs, I would come to Pune along with whole of my family, all my children and myself, my wife, we all used to come 2 days earlier and stay in Pune, join the programs, and on 25th, early in the morning at 4 o'clock as usual, we would have a special program, a prayer gathering that we used to call it. And then in the evening, there will be some program by the Poona lovers. And so after some time, after a couple of years, what Ramakrishnan said is that we should have, it's not a, we should not have just a one-day program. Let us have it for one full week. Just before that, during birthday functions, some of the lovers who had lot of social contacts, they used to call some of their friends to give talks and or sing bhajans, give singing program. They are not Baba lovers, but through Baba lovers, they used to come to center. They used to perform in Pune center and then go away. For the whole year, their faces will not be seen by us. K.K. Ramakrishna was a very sensitive person. He had watched it that some of the saintly personalities also were invited in such programs. And what used to happen is that the followers of that, those saintly personalities, they will make a crowd in the Pune center. So many people, so many followers of that personality, they will gather at the Pune center and then they will participate in the birthday function of Pune center. And after the program, this was very keenly observed by K.K. Ramakrishnan, that after the fourth program would be over, then the followers of that saintly person, they will go on bowing down to that person in the center premises. This was very much disturbing K.K. Ramakrishnan. And then he called me and said that Pratap, we don't want any outsider for our Baba's birthday functions. What I suggest, that he said to me that what I suggest is that we should have 7 days function, and each family, Baba family, very close family, Baba family in Pune, they should take responsibility of 1 day. Like that, seven families will take 7 days responsibility. Now that was a great responsibility for all of us, because I was very keenly associated with Pune Center activities. And when I come here 2-3 days earlier, then the whole time I would spend in managing the program, setting some new programs, especially of the children, writing some songs or writing some drama. That responsibility fell on me after Madhusudan stopped coming. And it was a natural course of the responsibility falling on me. And somehow Baba has helped me during that time. And I started composing songs both in Hindi and Marathi, especially songs on which the girls can perform dances, or some small skits which will be entertaining the people and giving a message also. And such programs, I do not know, but every year Baba was giving me some inspiration, and I was continuing with that responsibility. The first 3 days, some people, local people will take up the responsibility, but thereafter, uh, just preceding 25th to 3 days, I will take the responsibility. And believe me, the programs were so very enjoying, entertaining, educating, whatnot. And after Baba dropped his body, all these things happened that I had to take up the responsibility. And the same programs we used to perform in Mehrabad during Amar Tithi. Every Amar Tithi, Pune Center will have some item, some very enjoying item, educating item, giving Baba's messages or some entertainment. And people used to like, all the people. In fact, during Amar Tithi, people from all over India, they used to gather. Even during those times, some Westerners also used to be there. So these programs, the responsibility which had fell on my head, Baba was helping me every year, giving me some new ideas to compose some new songs, new ideas to compose some dramatical skits. And this went on for quite some time, for quite many years. All the people, all the Mandali people, also the visitors, they used to enjoy and they used to like the programs very much. And there was much talk throughout Baba lovers about these Pune Centers programs. During such a program, the inspiration, the pushing up was from Ramakrishna. He was very happy to have us to be performing during our Tithi and during birthday functions also. He was so very happy because it was going on according to his wish, his wish of his heart. He didn't want any interference from outside people. And since our own people were performing, he was very happy about that. And he had made available all sorts of facilities, whatever we require for performing at the Pune Center, also at Amar Tithi. Few such programs I would like to mention here is, there was one big drama play going about for about 1.5 hours. The idea was the advent of different avatars, starting from Zoroaster, then Ram, then Lord Krishna, then Lord Buddha, then Jesus Christ, Muhammad, and thereafter Meher Baba. All these were in a sequence, they were shown, and they were not simply shown, but the roles which were played were just very, very small children, very young children, very good-looking children. They have their grown hair. They even, some of these children were pushed on the stages, those who cannot stand for a long time. Such were the children with which we were performing these programs, and they were so very enchanting, so very enjoying. All the people used to like very much. Every time after the performance is over, all the Mandali, including Mehra, they will stand with the children and they will have a photo session. I used to avoid participating in that photo session, but then children will be surrounded, the Mera and Mani and the women Mandali will be surrounded by the small children, and the photographers will take pictures. That used to happen practically every year. And the big program which I was talking about is about the avatar starting from Zoroaster up to Meher Baba. The setting of the program was, the whole drama was in a poetic form, in a poetry form. Even the messages or the happenings of those times or the situation of that time, it was described in the poetic form. Now, at times when I open up my old papers, I just wonder how all this has been created through me. It was a special inspiration which was coming from Meher Baba. Now every avatar, every avatar in the child, from the small children were made avatars. Zoroaster, there was one girl who was dressed up like Zoroaster. Then Lord Ram, that was also a girl with arrow, bow and arrow, and a kingly attire on her body. Then Lord Krishna, we had a dance of all these gopis, a beautiful dance, and dancing will be little bit elderly girls. They will be, say, about 12, 13 years, 14 years old girls. They will be performing dances. But that particularly the dance at the time of Krishna, it was very powerful dance, very, very powerful dance. Everybody liked it so much. Then at the time of Lord Buddha, there was a song. Lord Buddha was brought in a girl was brought there. She had a very similar appearance. After that makeup, she was appearing like a Buddha. Then Jesus Christ, and then of course Meher Baba. So Meher Baba was played by my son Prashant, who was very small then. By Soru, my youngest son. He was very young then. He just cannot even sit properly on a higher chair. But even in the program was so very powerful that so many responses I had received. And I remember that during that time, this Kitty Devi had come. She was there during that year. And when she was sitting with Mansari, and she was inquiring with Mansari as to who is the person who has written this drama and directed this drama, then Mansari sent a word for me, and then I went to there, and then Kitty got up and embraced me and said, Pratap, I have not seen in my life such a beautiful drama you have performed to these small children. It is just like a dream, just like a dream. It was so very powerful. It's a very powerful dream. There was a lot of music, beautiful music. It was supported by beautiful music, and that music gives the messages of every avatar. That was the theme, whole theme. And in fact, the every avatar, every religion, the followers of every religion, they are quarreling with each other. That Hindus say that our Ram is the greatest one, Krishna is the greatest one. Then Buddhists say that no, Buddha is the greatest one. And Zoroastrians say that no, Zoroaster is the greatest one. All that quarrel is there, and they approach a elderly person who makes them understand that all these avatars are the same God coming at different times in different garb, different form, and giving the same message. That was the principle shown through this drama. All these Mandali, Lady Mandali, they liked it so much. And the same drama was performed in the trust compound. It was Adi K. Ranai's property. Then it was called as Khusru Quarters. In that Khusru Quarters, exactly, it was pre-arranged program. Adi had invited, Adi had spent our coming, going, and all of that was required by us. And a stage was prepared, stage was raised there, and with a pandal. And unusually, all the lady members, Mirazad lady members, they attended the whole program till the end. When they returned to Mirazad, it was very unusual. They don't remain outside of Mirazad at such late hours. But that was an option which was made by them. And I remember that after this drama was over, all these lady members, they gathered around. I was standing there. They gathered there. And I was standing face to Mera. And Mera said, Pratap, can you imagine how much happy Baba must be today? You have given such a beautiful program that Baba would have liked it very much. And I pray to Baba that he keep on giving you inspirations to perform such, to give such dramas. That was the outcome of the whole. But at the time, at that same time, as Baba has all usually said that every time when God is busy with his work, the Maya becomes a hurdle every time. It creates some sort of a hurdle. In this program, also when it was being performed at Mehrabad during Amar Tithi, a group of people from New York, they belong to the group of Dr. Hurricane Moore. His secretary, Anna Rosa, she was the leader of that. Around about 20 people had come along with her, and she was insisting that after the morning programs are over, the night program should start with a film which they had brought with them. They insist that film should be shown first, and thereafter, whatever programs you wanted, you can take. When Adi asked me, what do you think about it? Adi was in charge of that, managing the program. When Adi asked me, I said to Adi that, Adi Kaka, it will be not fair if the children are kept aside or kept at the back. The reason is that if they start sleeping, then I'll be in a very awkward position. I'll be in a very awkward situation. I would not be able to do anything because they are very small children. If they don't understand what they are doing, and if they, after having their usual food, if they feel like sleeping, they will go to sleep, and then it will be difficult for me uh, to wake them up. Adi understood my difficulty and then said, "Now doesn't matter. Now you start your drama. I will deal with the Anarosa and her associates." She was very much upset. She was so very upset that she just started abusing me as being the whole team of her young children. But I was helpless. In fact, I would have not mind had there been some grown-up children. But these were very small children. And Adi could understand my difficulty. And the program was continued up to 1 hour and about 15 minutes or so. I had to hurry up in the end. And after the whole program was over, everybody was so very charged with happiness. They were boiling with happiness. Everyone was very much happy. And she was standing little bit away from me. During that time, this big stage was not there. It was on a small stage by the side of Samadhi. There is a small stage. The programs used to be there. Now this Anarosa was standing somewhere, and when one of our group person, when he approached her to come to perform, to show their film, she what she remarked is that the children have stolen the show. These children have stolen the show. This was all about the title of the drama was Sabse Bada Masiha, the greatest of the avatars. That is the translation of it. After that, we kept on doing every year we kept on doing different dramas. Some were amusing dramas, some were big dramas. We have performed on Sadgurus also. We have shown Sadgurus, Baba meeting with the Sadgurus. That also we had performed. That time also the children were the same children. They were grown up by about couple of years. That's all. That was a definite team. We used to work with we people, and it was a very happy time. Very happy time. Some time afterwards, a complaint was murmured amongst the lovers or the organizers, I would say, that every year Pratap is taking too much of time. He is being allowed too much of time, and he is taking too much of time, and that deprives the people of having their own turn. This complaint was told to me by one of a very responsible person who was in Nagar then, and he told me that there is a complaint against you. He was also managing the stage program, so he was told me that this is a complaint against you. I said, who has made this complaint? Please tell me. No, that I won't tell you about that. But what has been said is that even the Mahabaleshwar Mandali also feels that Pratap takes a lot of time. I was very much pained to hear this complaint against me. And my immediate reaction was I just wrote to ARH. I just wrote to ARH that I have heard that some people, including the Mahabaleshwar Mandali, they feel that I am taking too much of time by staging some big programs like this. And that is what they say. And then I wrote to it that I really don't mean that I should take somebody's time, but then just for the sake of Baba atmosphere there, all these new programs are composed, are written, are practiced, and our children, they take very keen interest in performing, and then the whole team perform there. If I don't mind, the other people feel about it, but then especially I'm concerned when I'm told that even the Mahabaleshwar Mandali also feel that way, that I'm taking too much of time. I wrote this letter to ARH, and next time when I happen to go to Mahabaleshwar, ARH called me and and he scolded me so much. I said, "Who I told you? Who dares say this sort of thing? Do you know all the Mandali Mahabaleshwar, even the ladies Mandali, they like your program so much, and it's very surprising that such a complaint should be made against you. And you also should feel ashamed of yourself that you are reacting to such a complaint against me. It's not to be taken into your mind. Believe me, I am telling you, all the people in Mahabaleshwar, including Mera, Mani, everybody, and all the joint members, they always enjoy your programs. And you should not stop. That was the courage which was given by ARH to me. Then, in the course of time, as and when the children started growing up, then I used to limit it to some small group, not a big group, because during the first 3-4 programs, there used to be about 20, 23, 24 children, aging from say 4 years to 12, 13, 14 years. This was the range of the ages of the children. And so many children used to be there. And when we were traveling in the bus, the half of the bus would be occupied by the children. That was the time. But then after these children became busy in their own life, then all that programs were reduced to, they were limited to certain children who can understand a little bit, who can independently work on that. And even then, thereafter also, we have staged very beautiful programs. After I stopped writing, I never stopped fully, but then I have reduced my writing. Thereafter, Prashant took over to compose write some dramas, to direct some dramas, also to compose some songs, especially the notable dramas which he had written was one based on the dacoit by name, what is his name? Satya Mang. He was a dacoit in Ahmednagar. He was a terror. Of course, he has a different story with Meher Baba. After he came to Meher Baba, he had left everything. But then that stage, once in one of the sahavas, perhaps it must have been in 1955 sahavas, when Baba was leading the Dhoni. This man was there, and Baba introduced that person, that this is Satya Mang, who was a dacoit, who was once upon a time, who was a terror in the whole Ahmednagar district. The story of that Satya Mang was beautifully written and performed. The performance were, of course, Prashant's two children. One is girl and another is elder is boy. That boy was Satya Mang, and that girl was just taking the representative of some newspaper or some magazine or something. She's taking the interview of that person, and he's telling his relationship. That Satya Mang is saying his relationship with Meher Baba. That was the theme. It was beautifully written, very beautifully written, beautifully acted also. Thereafter, one another notable program which he had done was on the accident, Satara accident. The whole program was shown in the courtroom, and the judges, after the witnesses were examined, and judges came to some conclusion. They could not find any reason to why that accident happened, and ultimately they came to a conclusion that it is an act of God. That was the title of the drama. This is also a beautiful drama. One drama which I had composed was some of the people who had come to Meher Baba, they lived with Meher Baba for quite some time. They had come with certain expectations, and when the expectations were not fulfilled according to their wish, then they drifted away from Meher Baba. That was the theme. And in that theme, we had shown that the Jew, what is his name? Paul Brunton, we had shown him. And that was also a court scene. They were really very inspiring, very beautiful programs. And the whole Pune Center was being recognized as a center performing children's programs. There was a big name, and thereafter the same idea was adopted by so many centers. And I'm really happy and I'm proud of the Pune Center also. The people of the Pune Center, the organizers of the Pune Center, that they have encouraged this children's program, every birthday program, there will be some sort of a programs by these young children. That has been a practice, and it has spread over the whole country now. I do not know about the Western countries, but then when I was traveling in US, I came to know that when the big programs are organized, the children or young children are not allowed to participate in the program, even to attend those programs. The children have their own programs. That is guided by the elderly people. They have their own programs, and perhaps the idea was adopted by Indian people also. What they call is the youth sahavas, or the youth and adult sahavas, and what so many names are given. That reduced to that sort of that type of programs. But the happiest time for us is that the whole encouragement was received from our earlier organizers, and of course, Meher Baba has till the time one such a program was composed by Madhusudan himself. It was performed before Baba, and Baba had appreciated it. So that appreciation, with that appreciation, we kept on arranging all these programs. And so now we are preparing for the birthday function, which is about a little more than 1 week away from us. There is a lot of preparations are to be made, lot of practice are there. We have been handicapped because of this pandemic, and we cannot very freely go to the center and take practices and all that. Lot of limitations have been laid down, and within that much, we are still trying to have some substantial, entertaining, educating programs, which will be participated by new children. Many of the families, because of the information in IT companies coming up in Pune, in the outskirts of Pune, lot of people from other states, they have come and settled in Pune. And the children, those who are Baba lovers, the children or those people, they have started attending the Pune Center. In fact, the thing has been reversed. I dare say that the thing has been reversed, that the old time people have become so very lethargic that they don't even feel like attending the centers. But the new people who have entered Pune, they are so very keen to attend Pune Center's programs every week. This is the situation right now. Now we have, during Ramakrishna's time, we had 7 days program, but then from the last year we have reduced it to 3 days program, and this time also there will be 3 days program. But that 3 days program will be with lot of varieties involving young children, even small children. I have already felt that when the children are standing on the stage, that itself is a enjoying scenery for all of us, because they are so very enthusiastic and energetic and smiling faces, and have their own moods. It's very, very happy time to look at such children and to work also with such children. And still we are very keen on doing some programs by these small children. We are preparing for that now. Tomorrow we'll be having our weekly meeting, and our program committee will have settled some programs which will be told, announced, and then the concerned people, boys, girls, they will be invited to the center on odd days for taking practices and all that. So this is the planning which every time we do, and this time also we are doing. I had when the Pune Center was created, I had already said that how Baba had given a consent after after K.K. Ramakrishnan's assurance that he had some saving with him, which is ready to spend entirely for the construction of the center, and then uh, there will be collection from Baba people, from the local people. Those days, in fact, the the subscription will be people will laugh at me because if I tell them what used to be the subscription for us, even I was paying 1 rupee per month. 1 rupee. Some people would pay 50 paise or 8.5 of 1 rupee. 5 rupees is quite a big amount, and 10 rupees can be afforded by only business people. All these were the contributions. The Pune Center has been raised on these petty contributions. Why Ramakrishna was after Meher Baba? He was not expecting any money from Meher Baba. He was not expecting any monetary help from Meher Baba. What he wanted is that after spending his own money, whatever deficiency is there, that will have to be collected from Baba people in Pune. And he was expecting Baba to allow us to accept that contribution. Baba had given his consent earlier when the weekly meeting was started. That time Baba had allowed, we had K.K. Ramakrishna had sought for Baba's permission to collect some money because we have to purchase garlands, we have to purchase some prasad and all that. And if the musical instruments had to be carried from one end to another, then some expenses were to be made. Then for that matter, some contributions were fixed, were required to be fixed. And K.K. Ramakrishna was seeking for Baba's permission to collect such amounts. Baba had given permission to collect these amounts, but then Baba was very particular about maintaining a correct account, a very honest account of all these receipts and expenditure. There are two things. One thing, that whatever is collected from Baba people, the people who are collecting, they should stand to the faith of that person, because he gives money with faith that the money will be utilized for Baba purpose. So one who accepts that donation, or whatever it may be, subscription or donation, one who accepts that, it falls on his head that the money is utilized very sparingly, very economically, not with not in a luxurious way. very economically one should spend and not for personal use. These were the expectations or conditions, and that time we had started collecting some amount every month, but then contribution will be 1 rupee, 2 rupees, at the most 5 rupees, that's all. And even then, there was one person by name Bhausar who used to keep pie to pie account and all the receipts and the payments and the balance. The account used to be sent every month. They used to send this account to Adi's office. This went on for quite some time. But thereafter, on Adi's insistence that this was stopped, there were very special qualities in K.K. Ramakrishna in this respect. One thing that he was very careful that money collected in name of Meher Baba should not be utilized for personal use. He never used to do that. Whatever may be the case, he would spend his own amount. That means the amount which he was getting as a pension. At the same time, he would keep very strict watch on the persons who are handling the money, who are handling the money matters. He was very, very, very strict about it. Once when I had come from Mumbai for my weekend, and I was sitting in the center's office, Ramakrishnan came and told me that, Pratap, whenever you come to the center, you do some work, whatever work you can dispose of, you are doing that. But what I expect is that you have to look to the other aspects also, especially the money aspects. But I said to Ramakrishna that, Ramakrishna, I am not very conversant with the maintenance of accounts and all that. He said it doesn't require any qualification as such. By simple common sense, you can watch the proper spending or collecting, proper accounting of money and spending of that money. This you have to always see as a member of the center. So many things I have learned from him, so many things. And I am very really, Pune Center has been provided by Meher Baba with such people, that hardly any center in India could have such people. I am not authorized to talk about the world beyond India, the Western world or any other country. But then about India, I can assure that the affairs of the Pune Center have been carried out very meticulously, very carefully, very honestly. once the chartered accountant with who audits our accounts and then makes a balance sheet and all that, sending the reports to the income tax department and to the charity commissioner. He had said to me that I have seen only your center, which has a minimum expenditure on establishment. Leave aside these electricity charges and the municipal charges, the water charges, and that are all legalized. But about other things, especially say about the servants, it is very economically being managed. We never claim any traveling charges. We may use our own money on that. I am not just boasting on this point, but then this we have learned from our senior people. And I am sure that when I repeat this often, the message is carried to several centers. Once Sam Kirawala had told me one story about himself. He had said that he had purchased one old car, and Baba had sent him to Satara. Baba was in Pune. Baba was in Nagar. I mean Mehrazad, and he had asked Sam to go to Satara for some work, and Sam was ready to go. Sam Kirawala, but Baba said that you take money for the petrol. That time the petrol was very cheap, very less expensive. Today it is I mean touching the sky, but then those days it was very cheap. So Baba had paid him some amount, just a estimated amount that this much will be the consumption of petrol, and that this much money will be required. And Sam said that I went there, I did that work, and came back, and some money was left with me. And what he told me, Sam told me that Baba has taken account of every pie. All that left out money was asked by Baba, come and give that money back to me. What Sam wanted to say is that Baba was very particular about his money matters. If you give and take money, there is a interchange of several samskaras. So one should be very careful about money matters. Now, since we have already reached the time, I am very much thankful to you. Now we have started about these Pune Center's activities. I think I will be completing. There are several things which are very interesting things about those times, about those days, that I would like to share with you. And today I'll just take up Aarti. Today I'm going to sing Gujarati Aarti, if all of you agree to it. Jai Baba, and thank you so much. And happy Baba Day, happy Baba birthday. I do not know how many people have practiced the Gujarati Aarti. बुझावे नार लहनचनी कर तुझे रत्ने परमातु छेलागी आश भक्तों ने के बख्शे नूरे ईमातु आया मूषद मेरे बाबा चरण पर तुझा धरिए सर खुदा ना जात थी वाकी में तो मेरे बातू तुझे मालिक की कतनो तू आशे धीमी आएगी तुझे दरी याए वेदत्यो मारे वतनो होई तूफानो हमोरे रौने आने दसरोजे ज्ञान जदनु तू पर महात्मा ज्ञानी छेने तारे ईर्भातु खुदारा प्रेम नो ज्ञानो पिलावे मौसम लेकर छे तुझ पर जान सदके का किया पीद पैमा तू हमारी नाव भर दरिए तरावे तो हमें चाहिए हमारा ना खुदा मेहर बाबा छेनी गेवा हमारा ना खुदा मेहर बाबा छेनी गेवा बुझावे तार दहलतनी कर कुछ रखने परमातु छेलाई आश भक्त के बख्शे नूरे मातु अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
Thank you so much, Pratap uncle.
जय
So, anybody, any questions, anything, unmute. Any comments, any thoughts, can unmute and share now.
Yes, any comments, any criticism, any anything I am prepared to listen to.
Thank you so much, Pratap, and I'm so happy to hear the arti at this time of day. Thank you so much.
Jai Baba.
So precious. It's such precious time with you, Pratap, to hear you sing the art is wonderful. Thank you so much.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba. My pleasure. I last time I had said about that one program by the Westerners in during Amar Tithi had told about Westerners singing Tukaram's Abhang. Have anybody seen that program? I had said that you please see that program. It's very enjoyed, very enjoyed.
We can show it in our next session. We will show that video.
Yes, yes.
We will-
I think it is nice one. Nice one.
Yes, it's excellent.
It's
So
very,
we will show it.
very nice one.
Yeah.
They had performed very nicely.
Yeah.
It's very in fact very difficult to adopt some other language, but then one cannot issue us about the pronunciations and all that. But then they have done very nicely. We are very happy with that, and I feel that if you watch that video, you will also feel very happy about it.
Wonderful.
So you have to watch.
This is a theatrical performance we're talking about. Is that right?
Sorry.
Are we talking about a theatrical performance
Yes.
Yes.
of, I'm not sure I heard right, Tukaram?
Yes, Tukaram. You are right. That's a
No,
Tukaram
yes.
Bhajan.
Tukaram's Abhang.
Abang.
Yes, Tukaram's Abhang. It's all the Abhangs of Tukaram. They have very deep meaning. They are full of love. And Baba used to like Tukaram's Abhang very much. All the Abhangs were favorite of Mer Baba. Baba used to like, and Baba used to refer also several times. Whenever any point to be explained, he would say what Tukaram has said about it. So he was quote many times Tukaram. And these our friends, brothers and sisters of US, they have performed so nicely.
Oh.
Very nicely. And you must watch that particular portion of that video. You like it. You also will like it.
I look forward to it. Thank you.
I wish I could see the program with the children playing the avatars. I think that would be charming.
Yes. It was very powerful performance. It was very nice. All those are the memories, sweet memories of the old time. When you are alone and when you think about the past life, you feel so very emotional about it. I become so very emotional when I remember all those olden days. Our time during Meher Baba's time and thereafter also. Our time in Meraja, our time with Eras and all the ladies Mandali. It was a very touching time for all of us. They used to love us very much. All the Mandali, they used to love us very much.
Yeah.
I am really fortunate about it. I am proud of it.
Oh.
I hope I can be excelled for being proud of it.
You should be. It's wonderful to hear the story of how in the early times with K.K. Ramakrishna, how it developed, how he started out with the different groups, with the different leaders, the saintly person you call it. And they thought, no, that's not the way we want it. We We want it a different way. We wanted focused on Baba.
Yes.
So Trent, you had to
Yes.
discover that. You had to try it. No, that didn't work. You tried something else. That's wonderful to hear that story of how it developed. Wonderful.
The observation about this drama and all the performances, Mani had very keen observation. Mani used to pass some remarks. She would say something appreciating some particular portion of that drama and all that. She was very, very observant.
Yeah.
Of course, she was the person who used to talk with us much. Mera used to talk less. She used to talk, but not so much. Not so very free. We were also not very much free with Mera. We used to have some sort of a high respect for her. But then Mani would just make fun. He will, yes.
She was fun. Yeah.
If you find a group of people laughing very loudly, take it from me that money must be there in the nice to say that these sessions make me again revive all those memories.
Yeah.
The sessions here, I am really thankful to all of you for giving me this opportunity to remember the olden times.
Yeah.
They are very touching time for me.
Baba's love, it keeps popping up in different ways, in different places, with different groups. It's growing, isn't it? And as
Yes.
yeah. Wonderful stories, Pratap. Has anybody written a book or about the early Pune Center? Maybe there are stories written down.
There is a compilation of Avtar Meher Baba Poona Center history that was done in 2014.
Oh.
It's a small book. It's a nice book that has some of this which Pratap Uncle is sharing.
Wonderful.
So that is there in that.
That's good. That's good. Oh.
The history of formation of the center.
Now, certain things must be information for Ganesh also. Certain things are there.
Yes, lot.
They are
Lots
new
of
to you.
Information. Actually, these
lot of
sessions are a lot of learning for me. Yes.
Yes. Huh.
Yeah.
And Ganesh is the member of the program committee of our center.
Yeah.
Thank you, Baba.
Thank you, Baba, so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you.
Avtar Meher Baba ki
Ki jai.
Avtar Meher Baba ki
Baba ki jai.
Avtar Meher Baba
Baba ki jai.
Pratap. Pratap.
Yes, please.
Hey, Baba.
Jai Baba.
After Baba's birthday, I want to hear more about your times with Dr. Ghani. After that humor, after Ghani's humor. Yeah, we need it. We need it. Yeah. You have those. You have a storehouse of Ghani. You had a whole year. Yeah.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
for Baba to say that, many people couldn't do the work that he was doing through Ghani. He says that, didn't you say that it was his greatest loss in the new life? Baba said that Ghani died during the new life.
Yes,
Yeah, that's an incredible statement. Wow, by the
yes, yes,
Avatar.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So I look forward to that too, Pratap. Yeah.
Next time, I will just tell a couple of things about Dr. Ghani. A couple of
Good.
things.
Good.
Just few memories.
Keep
Just
it.
repeat that.
Yeah, perfect blending of wit and wisdom.
Yes.
Yeah, that's quite a statement too. Yeah. Thank you, Pratap.
Jai Baba, thank you so much.
Yeah. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, Jai Baba, Jai
Jai
Baba.
Baba. Good day to everybody. And thank you so much, Pratap Uncle. It's always Friday
Jai
evening so
Baba.
beautiful
Wonderful
Yes.
session.
because of
Thank you.
what you share.
Mhm.
Jai Baba. Jai
Jai
Baba.
Baba.
Yeah, very special, Pratap.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Baba. Yeah.
All right.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, Pratap.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Mhm. Next.
Jai Meher Baba.